Hey, welcome back. Today is Monday, July 15th, 2024. Let's continue this conversation on control. We're still in the month of July. We are still talking about control. And I am basing this off of the guardians that I channel, Guardians of the Light, and their daily pieces that they have given us for the entire month, which you can find on my Insta and Facebook pages. If you want to go there, we have every single day that they've channeled. And so I'm going to pick up from July 12th and I'm going to go through the 16th. I think that's where I'm going to go. Hold on, let me just double check. Yep, the 12th to the 16th. Okay. Dear ones, we move now onto the more positive aspects of control. As you let go of this place within you, that desire to know everything all the time, we invite you into the space of the unknown. The space of the unknown is where time exists, right here. Feel this space you are in, the unknown, and allow it to penetrate your being. As you traverse the areas of your life you wish to control, we invite you to again let go. Let go yet again, and we say again, let go. Find these areas of control, dear ones. There are many. As you let go of control, acknowledge that which does flow into your life. Is there more ease? Is there more fear? Do you find yourself wondering how you used to do life before this? Let go of this illusory area of your life, the area of false control. You will move into a greater understanding of yourself. The greater understanding within yourself can only come with the release of control. Okay, those are their words. And so I made some notes like I usually do, and I want to just come back to really quick. The space of the unknown is where time exists right here. So I recently did a channeling for someone, and they talked about being right here, right now, in the present moment, because each moment builds upon what the next moment is going to be. Now, here's what they also said, is that the next moment is going to come no matter what, no matter if you're here and you're super present or if you're not present. When you're not present, that next moment might be chunky. You might have to go back and go, okay, wait, what happened over there? When we are present, this is what they're saying, what they're telling us, is that when we are present, fully present in each moment, is when we can flow to the next moment with way more ease. So for an example, here's a great example. So when we are in the present moment and we know how to identify our feelings, we know how to dive in and feel. When we are in conflict with someone, we can be doing one of two things. We can be preparing our future arguments, or we can be right in the conflict right now, listening to what the person is saying, and then listening to ourselves and listening to how we feel and how we want to respond. You know, it's okay to take a breath when we are in a conflict, when we are in a disagreement with someone. It is okay to take a breath before we respond, so that we are really grounded in that present moment and we know this is how I want to respond, versus already sort of listening to that argument or that conflict or that disagreement, sort of listening, but also preparing what our next thing is that we're going to say, our defense, right? And I know that we can all really relate to this piece of preparing our defense. So we are already out of the present moment and into the next moment so that we can win. Does that make sense? I mean, can you wrap your head around how that happens and gets us out of the present moment? When we are really in the present moment, when we're in the middle of a conflict or a disagreement with someone, we can tap into how we feel. Do we feel sad? Do we feel, okay, so then underneath sadness, do we feel grief? Do we feel betrayal? Like, what is that sadness? So I had a great experience at the acupuncturist, and I was talking about something that was going on, and I had had an experience previously where I felt so sad, and he asked me, tap into that. What do you feel sad about? And I really had to sit with it for a minute, and he said, it feels like there's some grief there. And I said, there is. I felt grief about not being seen for the pain that I was feeling. Like I was in some pain, and I was grieving the place that wasn't being seen for the pain that I was experiencing. I was experiencing it on my own. I was in a lot of pain, and I knew it, but this other person didn't know it. And it wasn't a big thing, but it was enough that it was still hanging out in my body. So if I was deeply present in each moment, in those moments, I might have felt even more the grief. Now, I will say I was fully present in feeling my pain afterwards, of feeling the place that I was in, and feeling and knowing that my sadness came from not being seen. So I knew where I was, but I didn't get the grief piece, which is so important. Okay, didn't even think I was going to talk about that today, but let's keep going. Okay, we have this thing of the control piece of, I need to know. Like, I need to know right now what's going to happen. Are we going to make these reservations? Are we going to make these plans? I need to know so that I can move on. Whereas, can we just step back and try not to control? Now, I know we all have deadlines. I know things need to be planned. But can we take a step back and recognize, okay, where am I? Am I trying to control this situation? How am I trying to control, and why? And then just listen to ourselves. I mean, this only takes a couple of seconds. If we can just really tune in, it only takes a couple seconds. The answers are there if we can just let go. And here's how most of us operate during the day, is this tight control. We are on one thing to the next, to the next. Okay, this is done. Now it's time to this one. Okay, this is done. It's time to this one. Can we just take a step back and breathe and be really present in the moment? Okay, I am done with that project. Whew. Let me just take a breath before I move on to the next thing. Okay. We talked about why I need to control this. Okay. Also, let's give ourselves compassion and grace when we forget to do everything that we've just talked about. I mean, there's going to be times that we just have such a full schedule. I had a really full schedule Thursday of last week, full schedule of meetings and stuff that had to be put out. And I was so in it every single minute that I forgot to actually step back and breathe through every one of them. There were a couple times where I took a step back and just had a deep breath, but I just kept going and going and going. Can we just take a step back and breathe before we go on to the next thing? This releases control. Okay, they also talked about, where was it? About being in the space of the unknown, where the time exists. Feel the space you are in, the space of the unknown. Let's just take a breath right now. If you literally did that with me, that space, I didn't know it was going to happen. My cat meowed. That was the space of the unknown. Can you just be there instead of being in that place of control? Can you be in the, I wonder what's going to happen next? Again, taking away timelines that things have to happen, to reservations have to be made. Can we just be in the space of the unknown and take a deep breath? Because what happens when we do? What do you feel when you start to get in that space? I'm not going to get up right now and let her out, so she's probably going to meow for a minute or two. Can we just be in that space of the unknown for a second and stop trying to control? Stop trying to control our partner, our friends, our kids, our jobs. Can we just let go and see what is behind our deep desire to control? Okay, and lastly, this was a good one that I wrote down. Do you trust yourself to take that place of the unknown? Do you trust yourself to be in the space of the unknown? And what I mean by that is, can you trust what will come up when we just take a breath for a minute? Maybe we just need to take a pause and go outside for 2 minutes, for 5 minutes. Maybe we just need to get up and walk away from our desk so that we are in the present moment and we're stopping the control mechanism. And in that moment, do you trust what is going to come up? Ask yourself, why do I need to do this? Why do I need to control this? Why do I need to know what's going to happen? Ask yourself, and then take a deep breath. And be curious as to what answers are coming forward. Okay, see you next time.